it would be a waste. This is recorded. This is recording on YouTube. It's all black because I just want our voices. No one can see us. Just because there's no light out here.
What did you just call me?
It's it's a waste of talent when you look at. Obviously, you haven't been look at kids who have disabilities. When you look at people who are actually retarded and have disabilities and all of these things that what the Lord gives, He takes. What He takes, He gives. And you see the tremendous amount of talent that you were blessed with: eyes, nose, ears, tactile, intelligence, drive, think, spatial reasoning, distance, perception, reaction. You realize that, wow, what can I use this talent to do? What am I going to do? And with all of the gifts that God gave you, the universe gave you, you can be the best drug dealer the world has ever seen. Like a bunch of them, every day someone's scamming somebody for something. With the existence of sextortions now, they're so smart. They're like, oh yeah, everyone's horny, so send me some private naked pictures, and then they use that, and they're like, well, okay, well, I got you, and I got your face, and I got your body parts, and if you don't send me $300, I'm gonna send this to your friends and family. Every day, the FBI is all over it. You got scammers, you got people that steal intellectual contents, you got people that try to hack into the Pentagon using intelligence for the wrong way. They will be caught, and they'll sit in prison and open up the Bible and try to get right with Jesus. Look at me, and look at everybody else who channeled their intelligence for the right reason.
When they had every reason not to.
Right, you just can't go south with yourself. And I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you're no longer doing drugs. And it's again, I assert that smart kids, number one, because they're smart, they get themselves in all sorts of trouble. But at the same time, they know how to swim out of their trouble quickly. Today, both of you failed to bow. You noticed that?
At the end?
In the beginning, did you bow? Oh, you're all going to hell.
I don't even know what we're talking about right now.
Did you bow just like Heath and Julia to the monk?
No.
Right, you're going to hell.
I'll do it next time.
Too late.
I've already accepted that I'm going to hell. I mean,
what it means is that every time when they give respect to the triple gem, again, it's not to me, it's to the meaning of what we're doing. It's to the meaning of the triple gem, is that they are keeping the precept, a promise they're making to themselves, not to anyone else, that we're gonna stay straight, keep it straight and stay straight, and from time to time, because you all have not seen me out in public, and if there ever was a monk, that just wonders, number one, I wouldn't know him, just because, and number two, I would go over there and pay my respect. I just want to earn some more karmic currency by paying my respect. And also to remind myself, stay straight. Don't go south. At any moment, anyone can go south. Change their mind and become a criminal. Change their mind and do bad.
As we've seen.
Right. I mean, if your needs are not satisfied, you'll find a way to meet your needs in the most unethical and immoral way. That's why we have detectives out there that stops people's behavior. That's their job. Stop your behavior. You think you're so slick that you can get away with it? Well, think again, because detectives nowadays are like 20 years old. Never in the history of textbook, even detective fictions. One of my professors has a PhD in detective fiction, and I'm like, what? You can get that?
Wait,
what?
in what?
Yeah.
What?
In PhD in fiction. Her PhD was in detective fiction, and I'm like, are you kidding me? So we all had to call her doctor, and she's like, yeah, I'm just not the useful kind. And I died. I was like, oh my God, stop. But usually when you study Sherlock Holmes, they're like 60 years old. You know, detectives are like old. Just they're old. Nowadays, you haven't seen some of the detectives out there, and you don't even see some doctors. I've met some OBGYN male doctors that look like nurses, and I'm delivering babies, and I'm like, hi, excuse me, are you a nurse? And they came a little closer, and they're like, no, see, it says physician, MD, and I was like, oh my God, you're gonna do surgery like right now? And they're like, yeah, we're gonna take her in for a C-section right now. You're coming too. Let's go. And I was like, oh. So, just when you think you're smart, there is the division of the really smart criminals, and then there's also the well, we also have people that wants to do good. They're also in the same age group as you, smart, intelligent criminals. We also have very intelligent detectives, young ones.
Mm-hmm.
They'll find you. They'll find you. I'm telling you, you can't win. You cannot win. So I'm glad that you're here now, and you're still sharing this story, and you're inspiring Eric, and now other people online. Because if you would have went south, we would see you in prison. I can't tell you how many kids I've met, early, bright, intelligent kids that I could not reach in time. I go in and out of the jailhouse as an interpreter and seen all sorts of faces, last name Rodriguez and and Wins and Trans and and I'm looking at their I can glance at eyeballs and kind of get a gist of their life just right there and then. And if they're able to utter a couple words for a couple minutes, I'm able to get a gist of 70% of their life, and that's enough for me to form a conclusion and impression. And I'm just like, damn, the tunnel to prison. I mean, like a tunnel to prison. Made the mistake, can't afford a lawyer. Just one mistake. It only takes one mistake in life. Drugs in the car, gun, fighting, someone turning you in, someone don't like the way who you are.
Hanging around with one wrong person.
You're done. And then even if you have money for a lawyer, the question is, does that lawyer actually really care about you? Does he actually really care about your case? No, he wants your money. The hell? So there's no guarantee you're gonna walk, even though you just dumped $25,000 in hope. In hope. False sense of hope that he's gonna get you off, or
like my mother.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, and the other thing we have not addressed is your parents and how much it's still sitting there on the shelf. I think through time, with me guiding you carefully and skillfully around it, and get a better picture of what's going on at home. I'm only hearing one side of the story. As much as I like to side with you, I'm only hearing one side of the story, and I have to caution myself what is waiting on the other side of the story that I have not heard, and I have to be careful selecting certain teachings and recommendations. But eventually, it doesn't matter. You're a grown adult now, and my standpoint on that is, once you've reached this age and you're working and you're out and about, well, time to be independent, and time to, if they're costing you peace, and that's what you're complaining now, is that they're costing you peace. It's not our job to go after them for change. It's our job to change and figure it out. We need to be self-sufficient first before we start looking at how we're going to help them. You have to be self-sufficient so you have room in your heart to help difficult people in your life. And even though my own mother, right now I don't have space right now for BS right now. I got kids to save out there, and this is what my grandma would want. That's a grown-ass woman, and if you can't figure it out, sorry, you're a karma. You're sitting there every night listening to other monks talk and still misses the point. Where do you do that at? Where they do that at? Right there. Right there. Sitting there listening to monks talk and fail to miss it. People do it all the time. Miss the point. What is a sin? One who misses the point. In Christianity, that's a definition of a sin. Misses the point. So in life, don't miss the point. Keyword, don't miss the point. And by the way, you ever go into the teachings of the Buddha, he repeats everything over and over again. I'm like, oh my God, why? You know what I mean? And I'm surprised some monks don't do it, but I'm starting to do it more. Keyword, don't miss the point. Don't miss the point. A sin is missing the point.
Blinker, blinker,
It's like repetitive.
blinker,
I get a kick out of that.
Blinker.
Oh. So it's just we had a lot of fun, right? We've had a lot of fun lately I would think that even though I've known you for a month, the amount of progress that you and I have been making, with all of you, with you too, you're starting to shine like night and day, like bright diamond, rather than just sleeping, motivation. And this kid was like, I see so much potential, and I'm like, what do you do? I'm just chilling. We're chilling a little
I'm
too long.
Good.
Yeah. Well, that's an inside joke which I'm not gonna share because I'm live right now on YouTube. I don't want it. I don't. That's
Okay, back to the point.
back to the point. But I see so much. I could easily give up on you, Eric. I could easily say, "Well, keep chilling." 'Cause my dad would say that. My dad would say, "Well, keep chilling." You know, "Chơi tiếp đi." That's how he would say. He would say, "Chơi tiếp đi." You know what I mean? My dad's humorous. I mean, he's so. But I didn't give up on you, right? I didn't give up on Gage. I didn't give up on Luis. I came, did what needed to be done. I told them what they needed to do. I know that they're intelligent. I check in from time to time. They stay on top of the book. They do. If they don't, I'm not gonna push any further. That's it. I came. I just. So, what makes the Buddha great is he came, told you the problem, and he gave you solution to the problem. That's it. That's it. And I did the same. I came and I identified the problems in one's life. I gave you solutions to the problem. And off I go. Sometimes, if you're lucky, I spend a bit more time with you than others. You know, but you gotta show that you want it. What people don't know out there in the world, when I introduce my students and assistants, they're like, well, they have to also show reciprocity, that they're willing to take the teachings, that they're willing to make the effort forthcoming, that they're willing to drive down here. And that's what you all have demonstrated. A willingness to learn, a willingness to listen, a willingness to be guided, a willingness to look up, a willingness to respect. So if you can do that, that is the bare minimum requirement. And then I would take time out of my day and I will do my best, and everything that has been set up to do, you know, you all learn from it. And at the end of the day, you look back and you're like, if you can learn from it and you can use it, great, I've done my job. But it was a useless day, it was fun but useless, and you didn't learn nothing new from me, I failed at least that day. I would think that I have never failed a day. There's nothing I don't say in the car that is useful. You know what I mean? Sitting there and talking about rap music. Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen in my car. Right? Yeah, life's too short. All in one day. So much can happen all in one day.
Even in 1 minute.
Just today. Look at how much happened just today. Just how much interaction that I'm doing and meeting with people and and you know, get going. And I'm timing everything. I'm timing how much we're out there getting our physical exercise. I'm timing how much we're talking. I'm timing we're eating, we're drinking, peeing, and it's like, you know, it doesn't stop. If you were to break down in hourly what we do, we fill up so many lines on one page on a piece of paper. That is a well spent day. Versus, I just woke up. What's up, dude? I'm rolling a blunt. I'm doing good. What the hell? What in the actual gay hell is happening? You know what I mean? Listen. Before becoming a monk, I played airsoft every day. So I got my exercise. I'm doing what research is telling me to do. Do what you love. Exercise, be with friends, social life, all this shit. So when I dedicated my life towards my training, the 5 years of training, the minimum prerequisite, golden. I sat there and I'm like, Chidao, you never wasted a day in your life. Not even one moment. And there was so many evidence to prove that. Like I told you, when my friends were out on the beach, I dragged this humongous textbook with me. And flipped the page, I'm like, bye. Go. Shake your ass. Get sand in your ass. I don't care. I'm still doing work. I studied like it was nobody's business. So if I have achieved this far and this high, why can't y'all do that? And when Steven was with me, I was like, where's your book? Like, right here. You know, and I tried to motivate him as much as I could to stay on top of it. It's like, well, you're with me out in the field. He was out with me in the field. Immigration offices, lawyers' offices, doctors' offices. And he sees me drag my whole book bag. And I'm like, Steven, you got one book that's like a couple ounces. I'm dragging an entire book bag with 2 laptops and all this crap with me. Do you see I don't even waste a minute? You see me always doing stuff. Don't ever waste a minute. I'm telling you, you will regret it by the days. When your 20s, the mid-20s come, and you realize I haven't studied jack. You may have studied Tom, but you didn't study jack. And then you look back and it's not pretty, because the self-blame and the self-hatred, when it comes, you have no buffer. You have nothing. You can't be your own lawyer. You can't advocate because you didn't do the work. That's where self-esteem and confidence, self-concept and value comes in. You can't feel good about yourself because you didn't do jack. You know, you did Jill, but you didn't do jack. So, you know, think about that. Nobody wants to be in their 20s on the way to success and is like, how'd you get here? And every decision is done wrong because you didn't study how to make good decisions. Keyword, how. How do I save money? How do I spend wisely? How do I love this girl? How am I going to talk to her? How do I be a romantic person? How do I become a leader? How will I lead this relationship? How will I lead this marriage? How? We teach the how. So, I know you guys a lot in your ears with all sorts of teachings and recommendations, but just don't want you to, listen, you play this right, sitting pretty in your 30s. Shoot, sitting pretty in your mid-20s. Sitting pretty, counting money, sitting pretty traveling, sitting pretty with a pretty one. A baddie. 11 out of 10 baddie. When you realize, I done played this right. I'm happy, content. And who cares what anyone else think about your life? You lead your own life. You don't need other people to tell you, oh, great, oh, I like your picture. Let me click like, let me share it. No. Private Buddha. Be a private Buddha. On your own, by yourself.
Let the student.
Content, period. Create your own heaven. Create your own heaven.
I was very enlightened sitting on that bar today, just silent.
Create your own heaven. It's a messed up world. It's a messed up world, and it's competitive, and it's got all these things. But you know what? I'm teaching you all. You can, in fact, create your own heaven. Just like Airsoft, right? We're like, who wants to join CQB? Nobody? Oh, bye, Felicia. I ain't gonna waste time sitting here staring at you. I'm like, let's go, Eric. Let's go. There's plenty to do. You have an instructor here. You have a tactical instructor here. Even if we were allowed to use that field, I would ref it. Both of you are, you know, young kids, and I would catch all the little tiny mistakes, and I would have went over there and teach you guys. Stop, rewind, and perfect every move, surgical precision, so that when you play with those boys on the team, they'll be like, whoa. You guys miss another Steven out there, older gentleman, 50 years old, about 50 years old. He caught me playing one time, and his energy was so funny. Somebody for a fifth, talk about aging gracefully. This man aged gracefully, playing Airsoft, and he goes, I mean, he's just laughing. I'm just like, weird, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm playing with it. Why are you here? You know, weird. And then, you know, he saw me drew using my left hand, and he just seen the movements, the synchronicity of both hands out in the field, and he says, dude, I can watch you for hours. What a compliment. And I was like, whoa, damn, I didn't realize you were watching me like that. Like, you sure you're not on the registered. What is it? Sex offender registry. What's up? Always, you know what I mean? And I was, but you know what? It was one hell of a compliment. So be good at what you do and whatever the sports is: tennis, football, basketball, airsoft, paintball, whatever it is. You know what I mean? I wasn't gonna waste time waiting for these guys to, no. Ask you once, twice. Do we look like professionals to you? Have you not seen our gear? Oh, you missing out. You guys are all fools. All fools. You obviously could not see a leader when a leader appears. Fools. Watch too much anime. Huh? So, off we went. But when we got out there, did we waste any time? Not really. We were able to watch these play and we're like, whoa, who are these guys? And again, they took longer than girls to get ready. Not impressive. Not impressive. You know what I mean? Again, then now you learned about effectiveness and efficiency.
Execution.
Right. There you go. And then that's why you see me move so quick. And sometimes I test you guys. Sometimes there is no sense of urgency, but I create a sense of urgency to see how you move. Especially, I'm just chilling. It's just like, what do you mean you're just chilling? Did you know? Oh, I'm telling you, my life as a security instructor, I was in charge of all of our equipment. You think the equipment that we had in Airsoft is like a lot? Oh,
Yeah,
no.
Right.
Oh no. And what killed me was the radios that we had. And I'm like, and you like radios. And I'm like, oh my God. Why are so many batteries and they're so heavy? Literally, there were 2 suitcases, one for the radio and one for batteries and chargers. And because we were somewhat cheap company, nobody wants to buy extra batteries. Each battery is $100.
Yeah.
Oh my God, $100. Who's gonna pay for it? No one wants to pay for it. So I kept on using old batteries, and the old batteries like gradually died in the middle of events. And I'm like, oh my God. So every event, last minute, it's always last minute. I'm like, Raul, why do you always call last minute and create so much anxiety in my life? And I have to put everything together, just like Airsoft. But by myself, I had no help. Grabbing all of this equipment, throw it in the car, get there, getting dressed in the car, for Christ's sake, making sure everything's all buttoned up, everything is nice and stuff like that. So I learned at a young age that I didn't have a chance. So I was fortunate to be in a position where things were always urgent, on demand, on call. So now I want to use that against you. I mean, with you, not against you. Oops. I wanted to create a sense of urgency among young people. Like, let's go up, out. Where's your stuff? Boof. So that you get into that habit. Eric, when you went to sell out, Saturday?
Yeah.
I was going to call it off because I stepped out of my house and I realized, oh, it's a little chilly. Maybe I should crawl back in. And maybe I should call Eric and say, it's a little too cold today. Maybe you should just relax. But no, I said to myself, the little lawyer in my head was like, no. That kid needs to get his ass out, get going. It needs to be a habit. He hasn't done this for a good minute, and that's a good kid. He likes getting out, probably. Do not object. Do it. Do it by any and all means. And you did it. You went out there. You did what needed to be done. You got a spot. Everything was in methodical order. I was so proud of you. You know how many kids don't do that? Lazy, smoking weed, just sit home. Yeah. And I realized that I was making progress. I realized that it's part of the conditioning, just like football conditioning. Keyword, conditioning. The keyword. You know what I mean? You, I have no problem. You
see me at work.
No problem. You, we need to put the brakes on just a little bit. Calm. But it was impressive because when I went to your work and I seen you, and I realized, damn, this kid is just like me when I was in the medical field. I was like juggling 3 phones on eClinical, trying to like do stuff and prior authorization. I was all over the place. And I realized, wow, poor thing. And I'm like, right now, he's really good, but it's gonna catch up to him physically and mentally. It's gonna catch up to you. But I'm just like, yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this one as a student. I'm like, yeah, he reminds me of me back in the day. And even though Sometimes I give you cues and clues that I'm really tired and you are still doing this. In the end, I'm like, he's worth it. It's all right. You lose. I mean, you've lost about 5,000 memory cells, but it's all right. Kid, you regenerate it tomorrow with some sweet tea. You know?
That you forget is yours.
Yeah. Yeah, that I forgot it was. Like, what is this? Like, well, I'm really aging. You can tell. Like, how do you not? How do you talk about mindfulness?
Yeah.
How do you, G-Dao, are you sure you have a black belt in mindfulness? Because right now it looks like white belt to me.
I mean, come on, give yourself some credit. Maybe like yellow or blue belt.
Do you know? Do you know that top Theravadan teachers in Thailand? So I don't chant as much as I do anymore because after you graduate your 5 years of apprenticeship, it's just you already graduated. You don't have to do unnecessary stuff. So from time to time, I watch senior teachers lead the chant, and one thing I noticed that when you reach great spiritual height, you tend to forget, especially the chant. I don't know why. I swear. I mean, even Bhikkhu Bodhi, who translated again 50,000 pages of the Buddha to his teachings and stuff like that, I've caught him slipped multiple times on live, and I was like, well, I'm starting to do it too. So wait, there's a commonality here. We're starting to reach certain heights, but it's weird. I'm still investigating it. I would like to hope that. I mean, I hope I'm not like onset dementia, like a little puppy. So that. But even if I do have dementia, I have you guys. You'll be like, I'm venerable. You forgot your upper robes. You forgetting this? And I'll be like, oh yeah, can I have my robes? I know. You know what? Humans are worth investing in. The teacher, invest in the student because one day the teacher's gonna get old, just like everybody else, and cannot no longer take care of himself. I know that. I don't have any kids. I don't have any biological kids. So I know that one day when I'm old and slow in the monastery, just like Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh, and everyone that was so inspired by his teachings, they come and they take care of me. Yeah, bathe, wash, clothe, wheel me around my little wheelchair, and I just rejoice that literally the wholesome feeling that these were all students that was saved by my teachings.
You've earned your merit at that point.
Right, but it was well worth the 21 years of studying and the continuous studying. I got a lot of books I want to write, and as people go through them, it means something to them. Just like the CBT book, the chapters that you read came from Dr. Aaron Beck. Bless his heart for bringing forth CBT. He died. His daughter is still running the Beck Institute in Seattle, Washington. But we owe it to them, all of us. Man's a god. It's a god to me. I'll kiss his feet. He saved my life. He literally saved my life. And I never got a chance to repay that, to visit him. I was in Seattle, didn't even realize the Beck Institute's up there, and the John Gottman Institute's up there. Shit. Oops. Sorry. I was in my 20s. Yeah. Well, let's wrap up the night, huh? So that you guys can get some rest. This was a necessary spending time out in nature at night with trees. This is such a nice chill spot. Can anyone see this? This is where the lake is.
Yeah, it's not even buggy or
Online.
anything.
Huh?
It's not even buggy or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't want to be reborn again, tell you that. Yeah. I think the reason why I asked you all to come, because I don't want you guys to end up like other students who've dropped out of the program, reverted back to their old ways in their old days. Keyword, in their old ways and in their old days. That's a lot of money for liquor. That's a lot of money when you don't have it. We're not going to name any student's name, right? But just know that the student's paycheck is only $300 and liquor ain't cheap because we all used to drink, right? And the students is pissing it all away. I don't see any future leadership. I don't see any early praise and promise. So I'm looking up to you guys to be the next early praise and promise.
Vice versa.
Right. And you guys are young men, and eventually you're gonna find the girl that you want or whatever. Some baddies you're gonna pick up, and I'm telling you, they're watching. Just when you think they're a dumb blonde or a dumb brunette, they ain't dumb. They're looking for a man with a backbone, and if you ain't that man with a backbone, they're gonna be like, what? He just has a penis? That's it? That's all there is to him? The hell? Let's go, girl. And they'll drag all their girlfriends and look for somebody else. You know, the attractiveness that they will be looking for is leadership, courage, bravery, integrity, fidelity, loyalty. Yeah. You know? Look, Dom's mom said, you gotta love. You know, that's what give rise and meaning and purpose in life. What's the point? What's the point of living if you don't love? If you can't love? She got me there. I was gonna duel with her, but I realized I'm like, hold on, let me see if she's got. I was trying to be you. I just wanted to interrupt her, just because I wanted to flex. But I'm like, no. Keep your little venerable title away, and just right now, just be the good son that you are, and see what Mama got to say. When she said that, I was like, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it may or may not apply to me as a holy man, but for the younger students, I would tell them this. For the younger students, I would say that, yeah, sometimes in your life you meet these gals and you may never know if this is the right one for you, but did you do the best you could? Did you come in a good package? You know, all in one package, or as all in one as it is ever going to get. I know you're not perfect, but get close to it as much as possible. So you don't blame yourself after. If it doesn't work out, you realize that's her loss, ain't my loss. She didn't see the value on the table. She couldn't see it. Just like those kids in the airsoft field, they couldn't see the value of training or learning. They couldn't see the value of that. And I have no doubt. I mean, hopefully y'all gonna get married, have kids, and it's gonna happen. You know, I've watched this multiple times in my life at 35 years old, and yeah, I just want you all to have more roses and less thorns. You know, I like to officiate weddings.
I like that analogy.
Yeah, more roses and less thorns. Shit, in life there's a lot of thorns already. You don't need to create more, and you don't need to like blame yourself. I'm telling, we're already dying as men. We don't need to speed up any more process of self-blame, self-hatred due to laziness and all that.
Can I say something?
Sure. Keep it short and sweet.
My whole life I've never wanted to have kids because I've always been terrified to steer them the wrong way because of what I've gone through in my life. And until I talked with Dom's mom, and I wanted to do it with her too, but I shut up. And until I met you and found what I believe to be my purpose in life and why I'm here, I mean, now I really would like to have kids, kids, whatever God will allow me to have, and I'd love for them to meet you.
Yeah, that's another can of whoop ass, but yeah, because you see, back to the marriage thing that we learned about today, if you live a crappy life and you don't keep the precept, your children will inherit all of your bad karma. They will be born with 3 fingers, 1 eye, blind eye. I'm telling you, that's how you know. That is how you know you done messed up, and the way you messed up and the magnitude of messing up. When you have kids and they come out really messed up, and guess what? That's karma saying, hey, we sent you a message. Hopefully you know what that message is. And that's, you know what? And
hopefully you don't miss the point.
Yeah, and you know what? Because of my own karmic observations, I realized no kids here. No, thank God, no kids here. 'Cause I don't know how it's gonna ripen. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it will be a favorable birth, but I'm not gonna take a chance because of the studies that I have made. But you know, again, do good deeds, purify your mind, and things will work out the way that it will. You know? Anyway, I'm not here to discourage you not to have kids, but I just wanted to emphasize that whatever bad shit that we're doing, potentially could or may doing or is doing, anything that is active that has anything to do with the precepts, gotta wrap it up soon. Gotta wrap it up soon. Just stop the wheel. Stop the cycle. And you will see everything fall into place. I can't make you. Not there. I don't got a little drone following y'all. That's all I can tell you. You know, I wouldn't look this peaceful if I continued my craft back in the day. I'm gonna tell you that.
Are you 21, sir?
All right. Let's. I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you all for joining, and I'm pretty sure you guys were very intrigued about. Oh my God, why is he out at night? Like, what's going on? There's no lights. He's out there with his students. This is sketchy. This is really sketchy. What's happening out there? Well, yeah.
What do
Hopefully
you mean,
guys.
no lights?
Huh?
There's light.
Yeah, we all have flashlights.
here.
You're shining at my face. Oh God. All right, thank you. Okay, you can take it off now. You all missed Sam climb this tree and almost bust his behind. Because if I had not said about, you know, the wetness of the branch, you would have been in the ER. There's Sam.
Right over there? I did.
I died when he saw him on the ground.
Oh, man.
Let me, hold on. Where's my light? Let me, hold on. That's good. I got it. Here. There's, set wave to people. Say hi. And then here's Eric. All in green. We don't know why he's all in green.
He likes nature. That's why he's in green.
Yeah, okay, so you all know we're not doing sketchy stuff. And there's the lake, and it's beautiful. There's something about this lake where it opens up all sorts of conversations and confessions and necessary teachings. And you know, one thing I like about these two particular students is that they're very in tune with nature. Bring them out here and just lay on the grass on bird poop. And they don't even care. Huh? You don't even care. You're like, oh, look, it's not even our jackets. Ah, let's lay on the Venables jackets. Look at that. Oh, yeah.
It just improves our immune system.
Yeah, I'll keep improving. Good night, everyone. Till the next time.
Have a good night.